Creating an unraidable base in DayZ. When I say that, you might think of those huge clan bases with hundreds of doors, big 5x5 freestanders and roof camping towers. But what if I told you you didn't have to build all of that? Me and my clan have designed some of the most unique bases that make it nearly impossible to get raided. It's basically the same idea using all my previous wipe day videos using the Base Building Plus mod, and it's safe to say I've never been raiding on that mod. These designs force raiders into the most unfavourable situations during a raid with a high chance of death, whilst making it super safe for the defenders. One thing to watch out for though, some of these designs could be illegal depending on the server you play, so make sure to check the rules. Each design is unique and can be applied to a bunch of different buildings and freestanders, and the best thing, you can put one of these up in a matter of minutes and have the most overpowered base defense on wipe day. So if you want to make raiders' life hell, make sure to watch all the way to the end of this video for all the designs, and like the video to show a bit of love, and subscribe if you ain't already, because like only 25% of you are. Anyway, there's 5 different types of designs I'll be exposing in this video. We've got hip peaks, foot peaks, tight corridors, crawl spaces, and something I call walk the plank. We'll also be showcasing a bonus peak, which is our head peaks, which is using advanced BBP rotations. So before we jump into all the designs, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor of this video, FlexiSpot. FlexiSpot were kind enough to send me one of their desks called the FlexiSpot Standing Desk E8. This desk is perfect for long periods of gaming and working from home. The E8 desk will come to you in 3 separate boxes and is very easy to put together. The desk itself I chose was 160 by 80 cm to accommodate for my multiple monitor setup. However, if you're just using a dual monitor gaming setup, a 140 by 70 would work fine too. The desk has lots of space for your legs to move freely around, and my personal favourite feature about this desk is the keypad feature, which remembers up to 4 preset heights with the dual-legged motor system. You can choose any height you prefer with the keypad system, and in an even save preset heights to make your gaming and work setups extra precise. I got this desk in white to match my room, but you can also order this item in various colours and sizes. FlexiSpot are also doing an insane giveaway. The first 7 orders at 10 AM British summertime on the 28th of August, 31st of August and 1st of September will get their purchased order for free. And on top of this, they'll be giving away a chance to win a PlayStation 5 if you subscribe to FlexiSpot. FlexiSpot are celebrating their 7th anniversary, which means you can get up to 50% off between the 28th of August and the 1st of September. You can find the sale link in the pinned comments below or in the description. Again, thank you for FlexiSpot in sponsoring this video. Now let's get straight into the video on how to build all these different types of designs and peaks. Right boys, so the first peak we're going to be looking into on how to build is the hip peaks. I'd say this is one of the most powerful peaks you can build in DayZ to defend your base. And overall, we're going to need 6 different types of BBP kits. This includes 1 half wall kit. That'll be for the hip peak part. We need 2 door kits, 1 for the front of the door, 1 for the second door after the peak. 1 floor kit, this will be used to place it on top of the peak area. And then 2 walls, which will be used to cover each side. So if we take the next few minutes just to place down the blueprints, you'll see exactly what I mean. So if we start with the doors, what we want to do is enable snapping, rotate it around. We just want to get the doors in the correct positions first. To enable advanced rotation, click the up arrow on your keyboard, enable advanced rotation, click roll, exit this menu, just scroll on your mouse pad, don't move your mouse anywhere, just scroll looking at the floor, get that aligned and hold left click to get the door down. There we go. So we've got our 2 doors down. This is where people would raid through, so they would raid this way. Then the peaks here is where we're going to basically have our area to defend the base. So we want to block off the other side. It's going to be 1, so we want to block off that side with this. And then also we want to put our roof on, but we're not going to use a roof, we're going to use a floor because floors don't get soft-sided from below. So we've got our initial shell here for a basic airlock. And what we're going to do now is build the hip peaks. What we're going to do is enable snapping, which is the down key, scroll around until you find to get this area. You want to press the up key, enable advanced rotation, click the roll button again, exit this menu, turn it around so that the inside green side is facing you to prevent soft sides. And then once it's like this, so once it's facing you, you want to click the down, page down button about 35 times, and that roughly should get you in line with the person's hips/knees. So I'll do that. I'll click it down 39 times. So 1, 2, 2. Sorry, and if you it needs to be enabled on the axis Y down here. So click axis Y down here, exit this menu again. If you don't know how to access these menus, make sure to watch my BBP tutorial in my channel. So now we want to click down 35 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So this, if we place it down, should roughly correlate to the person's hips, which, yeah, it's roughly there. We want to get our other large wall. We want to snap it to our large wall, our half wall that we just placed. This time we want to press the up, so the page up key 9 times. So page up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This should give you a large enough slit in the build to basically only shoot the player's thighs, legs, hips. And what this peak does is it prevents the enemies from shooting back at you, because they'll have to get in really awkward positions. They'll have to start crouching and doing all sorts of stuff just to try to get the right angle. By the time they've done all that, you pretty much blasted them in the face. So if we just quickly go around and build all these up quickly, I'm in admin mode. Right, so we now have completed our first hit peak in a little 1x1 square. And as you can see, super powerful. You can stand really far back, like as far back as you want to defend your base, get into positions that you prefer, and at the same time, it'll be really hard for defenders to try to get you back. So basically, they're forced in, they're raiding, they're under pressure trying to raid through these doors normally. And they'll get into here and they'll be like, oh my god, I'm about to get blasted. They'll probably insta-die by a tapper or something. You've got basically a really high chance of defending your base. So that's the hit peaks. That's a basic hit peak covered on how you actually build it. And then basically this is what you'll do and apply to a bunch of different buildings. We'll go through an example later in the video, but this is one of the core designs and one of the most powerful peaks you could build in DayZ. Right lads, so the next build we're going to be doing is the foot peaks. Now similarly to the hit peaks over here, the foot peaks, as it says, as the title, is a peak that you can build that only makes their feet, enemy feet, available. Really powerful, because basically when the person gets in, they'll be like, what the hell am I getting shot by? So we're going to be looking to do this similarly again. We want 2 doors, 1 on each side, so let's quickly just bash those up. And then the only difference on this one is, so let's go to here. We get to our wall section here. So this is going to be our peak. We want to rotate again, up arrow, click enable advanced rotation, click roll rotation, exit this menu, scroll, 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 scroll until it's aligned. There we go, hold left click down. Now, instead of just making a standard box like this, we're not actually going to do this. We're going to do the same again, but before we place this kit down, what we're actually going to do, so if we roll it around, is do our advanced BBP rotations again. And then this time you want to go to the page up key and click that up 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you want to hold down left click. So basically what this has done is enabled you a little spot to shoot their feet. And again, this will be really hard for a raider to shoot back. They probably won't even notice this, and they will have a high chance of death when they try to raid you. So if we quickly build all this up, let's just go around and go build it all up. I know this one's the wrong way around, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to quickly just build this one up anyway. Normally you'd rotate that one so it's facing the raiders. Okay, so here we've basically got a fully built design for a foot peak. Now obviously in the base you want to extend this as far as you can until it gets to a point where you can't make them anymore. But here we have a foot peak that you can use to raid people, or defend against raiders, sorry. Now there are strengths and weaknesses for each design, so I guess the main weakness that we have for this foot peaks is that enemies could roll grenades underneath, which is a problem, but it's hard for them to do that. And I guess for the hip peaks one, it just costs more materials to build. But for this one, again, very powerful defense tool to use in your base. Easily just bash someone's leg like that and they'll be dead. Now quickly jumping into the third peak, our third one is going to be our tight corridors. Now a little bit different, so as you can see in these airlocks over here, we're using the full width of our door kits, basically coming in, and then the raider has a bunch of space where they could walk inside here. Now what we want to do in the next build, the next sort of design, is we want to prevent raiders from being able to just walk in this large space, right? We want to make it as tight as possible for them to walk through, because what this will do is it'll stop raiders being able to shoot back. It'll force them in a straight line like so, which makes it super easy for you to kill them running in. So what we'll do, we'll get the basic walls down again. So down key to snap, scroll to then get a snapping position. We want to place one on this side, and then our doors this time around though, we're not going to be using the full doors. So I'm going to get off snapping, going to press the down key to get out the snapping, press the up key to get the menu up, enable advanced rotation, click roll, and then what I'm going to do is press left hand arrow key to make a small door kit. And now we're going to use the advanced rotations to scroll it to a point where it just aligns here nicely with the wall that we just placed. So I think this will just about do. So basically the width of our wall just wants to be about that. So if I now go over to section, and then we place our next wall, so now it's in this sort of small wall. We want to press left arrow key to get rid of that. We want to get the large wall kit out, press up key again, enable advanced, roll, and again you want the inside green part facing you don't want it facing the enemy. Scroll until it's about lined up like so, and then get it in here. That'll do roughly. And basically these tight corridors will stop players being able to just like move around freely in a big square. They can only go up, down. You've got an easy shooting floor to do here. So you don't need to put a wall here. Again, the best thing is to combine some of these designs that I've done over here, apply it to this small corridor, and basically have small corridors throughout your whole base, because that is what's going to help your overall defense. So if I just build all this up, I've accidentally built a door here. I was wondering why that was. This should be a wall. If I just build all this up quickly. So if we open that up now, it's basically this really tight tunnel. That makes it super hard for like raiders to even get in and out. And as you can see, this guy's blocking it. That gives you way more space to work with and defend against raiders. Now again, like I said, you can do a combination of the builds here. So you can now combine this tight corridor knowledge, and then you can start applying things like your hit peaks earlier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to roll this one so that it doesn't have the soft side spot inside. You want to build this up. Now you've got a combination of a tight corridor and a foot peak. So if you're defending, super easy. Bang, shoot his feet. Bang, shoot that guy's feet. Like, it's going to be super hard for a raider to get into your base like this. And if you have this extending all the way to the end of the building, then that's GG. You can have like 10 people defending this, just shooting feet, and you've pretty much won the defense. So that's our tight corridors and combination of our other builds. And the next one we're going to go over is the crawl spaces. So boys, we're on to the crawl spaces now. So to build the crawl spaces, we're going to need 3 core items. That's going to be 2 half wall kits down here, one window kit, and then we'll need our doors and gates on the other sides, but we'll do that later. I just want to show you the actual design of a crawl space and how you build them. So these are one of the basic ones. Make sure you got a floor in the bottom. Use a half wall kit here. I'm going to place this down. And then we want a window kit. Snap it to this half wall we just placed. Click on the enable advanced rotation. Click on pitch. You want to scroll, keep scrolling down on your mouse wheel until it's about flat like that. And then what we want to do is press the axis Y down here after you press up arrow. Exit this. Page down. Keep spamming page down until we're about halfway onto our hologram, which is about there, I guess. And then what we want to do is, how do we then push it to this guy? So an easy way to do this is press the X axis on there, spam page down until you get to about here. And this is your full crawl space done. You can then, if you really want to align it so you got this tiny spot here that's sticking out a tiny bit, you press axis Z, exit, and click page down just to get it all nicely aligned. Now, if we hold down left click, place that, we have a downwards facing window. All we need to do now, get our other half wall kit here. We don't want to snap it this time because you can see snapping it, we won't get it to the right spot. So we want to press the down arrow key to exit snapping mode. Press the up arrow key to enable the advanced rotation. Click on roll rotation, and then now we want to just look around and place it directly in line with this kit we've just done here. And there we have our basic design of a crawl space that we can shoot into and kill our raiders. So if we build this up really quick. Now we have a crawl space. Now you don't need to build this window spot here. What you can have is just the bars. So if I chop this window hatch off, destroy this, then we just want to build window bars. This will be your little peak, people crawling through. So basically, if someone's raiding you, they need to crawl through this big thing. You shoot them here, they can't even shoot you back, they're crawling. And it's basically a super easy way to defend your base. If you really wanted to, you could have this spanning a longer, further distance. You could even have areas where you could peek into it if you wanted to. But again, I would build these downwards peaks, and this is the type of downwards peak we'll get onto in the bonus peak later. But this is basically how you build a basic crawl space in your base. There's different variations that you could do. This is the most basic one and how you apply it. Next part we'll get onto now is the walk the plank. So the name sort of comes from pirates. You know how a pirate has to walk the plank and he sends off a prisoner and they drop into the ocean. Similar aspect where you basically force onto a really thin piece of wood. This can be a half wall kit here. And here you have to place C4 onto this door. And if you look around, you've got different areas where people could be killing you. Really hard to do. And if this is elevated, so say a base is 3 stories high up here, if you're like crawling up to this door trying to peek in, you've got nowhere to run. If you fall off, you're going to die and drop all the way to the bottom of the base. So these are really powerful as well, but they just take up a lot of space, and we'll go into how you build one of these. Right lads, so walk the plank build, we're going to need a half wall kit, and then we're going to need 2 floor kits to build the little ramp. So if we just start off with a half wall kit over here, we click on it, we want to enable advanced rotations, click roll, get out of that menu, line it up with one of these lines here that are on the floor, click pitch rotation, down wheel scroll it until it's flat, get to about there. We want to place this in the middle, so we want to press page up, we want to go back, press arrow key, the arrow key up, axis Y, exit this menu. Now we want to click page up and keep spamming that until we're about midway height, like so. Hold down to place this floating thing here, and now we have our overall plank, we call it. What we want to do next is we want to do the same with a floor kit. So this time around though, we want a small floor kit, so we want to click the left arrow key to get a small wall kit in our placement. Press the up arrow, click enable advanced rotation, roll it around, and this time around we want to line it up with this. So Right here, we're going to click up arrow, click pitch. No, we don't want pitch, click yaw until it's like this. We want to make this ramp shape. Right. Go about 45 degrees. Click the page down button until it's about in line with there. And we want to bring it forward, so let's click X-axis in this menu. Press page up, bring it closer to us. And there we have it. So there we have a basic first iteration. Now we want to do another one, so we want another floor kit, but this time we can snap it, so we can press the down arrow key, snap it, and then we have our basic ramp. If we build these up quickly, this will be your area that you build for your walk the plank, and this is where a radar will get stuck on. You'll have loads of little peaks that you can build, like a windows over here. You could have hit peaks that look onto the walk the plank. Not going to cover that. Going to just cover how you build this basic design. And then what we want to do is get a door on this thing. So we want to enable advanced rotation, click raw rotation, scroll it so that it's facing away. And then here we have a door. Build this up. And our raider would have to come along here, place a C4 onto this door. And it's going to be really hard for them because you're going to have loads of peaks looking onto him. You could have windows and things. And then if they fall off, then they get stuck down here. They'll have to go over back here, come back on it again. Or you could even block this whole area. Also, if they fall down, they basically get stuck. They have to mantle back up. If they can. If not, they just basically fall to their death and get trapped. So this is another really powerful one in the overall designs. I think these are the 5 most important one you need to know about, because 1, you might go against them, so you need to know how to raid these type of peaks. And number 2, you want them in your own base if it's legally allowed on the server. So in the next section, we'll be applying this to different vanilla buildings. So in here, for example, we have it in the industrial building in Vibor. So what we've done here is we've done our hit peak method over here. So we've applied what we've learned on our hit peaks. Basically created 2 sections of hit peaks here. So we've got 2 half wall kits down here, 2 normal wall kits. We use full floor kits above. And then we place doors on each area. And this will act as an area where raiders will come in. They'll be like, oh my god, what the hell is this? You'll be on the other side. You'll shoot into them. Again, it's really important to use those tight corridors that we mentioned over this way. These things. You can apply hit peaks to this as well. That'll be our most powerful combination of a base defense design that you have in Base Building Plus. So we'll go over to a Beige building. It's a sort of common building where people build a base. And then we will apply that to there. Right, boys, so we have here a Beige. This is not a standard building that a lot of people use in DayZ. So what we'll do now is we'll look how to apply some of the stuff we've learned on this base. So there's 2 entrances to this building. What we want to do first of all is, you know, how many kits do we need for this base? Well, roughly we'll need about 5 door kits. And then roughly we'll need about 6 to 8 wall kits. So if we go place our door kit here, we don't want to use this full thing, so press the left arrow key. Enable rotation. We want to just place this little door just in this doorway here, as so. So that'll act as one of our first points of defense. Again, we want to apply the same here. Another door here. Second point. These windows we don't really want. They're not really going to provide an advantage. People are just going to kill us, so we want to wall that off. So. Similarly with this area, we don't really want to use this entrance, so we're going to wall this side off as well. Like so. These windows, again, don't want them. Don't want to look outside. Walling off. And then we're going to wall off this side as well. So this is the bottom floor pretty much done. From a shell perspective, so we created an initial shell. We still have 3 more door kits, so we're going to put 1 more in this door down here. Scroll away. I'm going to go upstairs now. Similarly, place a door here. This will be a basic build that you can use as a starter base or a main base, but you'll probably want more doors than a main base. But this is something that you can get going if you're a solo or a small duo or trio. Okay, so now we've got the bottom floor pretty much designed. How do we then apply some sort of peak to our base? Well, if we go to, so let's disable our snapping. So press up, press the down key, press the left arrow. We're going to enable advanced rotation here. So how can we apply what we've learned? So, well, one thing that we can do, let's start applying our tight corridors to this building. So we want to make it as tight as possible for raiders to funnel through. So what I would do here is create like a little tight corridor here. Scroll, 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 scroll. Now at this point, what I would be doing is pressing the up arrow key about 9-10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Placing it down. And then we have basic foot peak in our base. Again, we can do something similar down here. So if we snap this now. Over here. So I've just created a little small wall. I'm going to make another small wall next to it. We've got a little tight corridor that we can use here and funnel raiders through. This will be too tight, so let's just dismantle this thing for now. Let's just put it here. This is a nice tight corridor. We'll funnel defenders through, funnel attackers, sorry. And defenders can lay down here, shoot their feet, and have a nice time defending their base. So if I quickly build all this up, see what it looks like in full. So we've pretty much fully built it now. What we can do now, use our final door kit, spin it around here, make sure inside's facing you, so this green part, place it down. Let's build that up. This will be the last door that raiders need to get through, but it's also a tricky one because they need to go all the way down this corridor whilst you're shooting their feet. So this is what it looked like from a raider's perspective. If you had to come raid this space now from the outside, you have to blow this door off. You have to blow this door off. You'd get into here. And if it was your first time in here, you probably wouldn't think about looking down, right? But, actually, there's someone on the other side shooting your legs. You can't even see them back. Then you need to get all the way around this corner without getting killed. Placing the C4 on here before you can actually breach the peaks and then go upstairs. But as you can see, this is a basic build on how to apply it to a vanilla building. I would try to do this in any building that you can find, and if you're building a freestander, well, it's even easier because everything's pretty much a square. So that's pretty much the end of the video, boys. We've gone through 5 different designs for your base building plus needs and how to defend against raiders. These are going to be the most powerful designs you can use. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video, comment below any other designs that you think might be useful, and I will see you in the next one.